Anyway, hey y'all, happy Thursday. I really want to do some literary see-throughs today, but I got a couple of things to do. So I will do one, but I won't be able to do the video I planned on doing. Perhaps, we'll see. I wanted to do a literary see-through for She Gave Her All to the Hood's Finest because, right, I am still having a hard time processing this, and I'm on book 2 because immediately after I finished reading book 1, I jumped into book 2. But I'm having a hard time processing, right? Like, so, okay, boom. Tony is a very unhinged, he's the hood. Like, it is what it is. And in, like, a lot of ways, right? Like, I love the humanity that Siobhan Latrice really, like, she puts that forward because you get to see, like, he's well-rounded. I think so much of today's world, as much progress as we have made in being, like, not so black and white, not so polarized, all this stuff, at the end of the day, people still hate gray area. They still hate humanizing people because they don't like them, or humanizing people because they're different from them, or because they are flawed, right? Like, even though we're all flawed, it's like, you're not flawed the way I am, so I hate you. It's crazy. But I think she does a great job with Tony of presenting him as someone that I am not fond of. Like, I don't know if when I get to book 5 I will feel differently, but currently on book 2, still, I'm like 30% in already, and I just started reading it yesterday. I'm still not really feeling the character. Like, he's a jerk. However, I really appreciate the way he loves Kamari. I appreciate the way that they are finding their way, like, he's loving her in his own way. They're growing up together, they're learning together, and I know some people frown on that, but I like it. I like what I'm seeing in that aspect of it. I do like that he's business minded, but a lot of the interactions, especially him in the studio and things like that, they give me flashbacks of, like, how Dre was mentioned, right? Like, in the movie, like, Straight Outta Compton, and how they talked about how violent he was and how he notoriously beat up that reporter. And that's what that's making me think of. Like, damn, is this how he was? It's also giving me, like, Kamari is giving Nunu vibes from ATL. There's a lot of things that are sticking out to me. I can't put it down. I will definitely say that. I cannot put it down. It is very much a toxic love, toxic relationship manifesto about Tony and Kamari's relationship, and the characters floating around them are just as flawed as them, just as loving and lovable as them, but they got a lot going on, okay? Because Rahim and Shanice, stressed. What is Rahim doing? I feel like Shanice, I'm not asking that so much of her, because, right, she's done some wrong things. If you read the book, you'll understand. However, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Rahim. What's up right here in his mind? And it is unfortunate because I can't tell you how much I feel like this is probably a common occurrence for people. And it's not just from one gender to another, or one group of people to another, whatever the labels are. I just think it's so unfortunate that people like Rahim, or people have done or do what Rahim is doing. It's a mess. And when you listen to his inner dialogue, you're like, yeah, but what's up though? What are you even talking about? What are we doing? In addition to them, Eitan and Holly. Let me tell you something. That's a trigger for me. It's a trigger warning. I should have really read into that, because I just thought it was going to be more so about Tony and Kamari, and then I thought each book from there on out would be about each couple, right? But I'm seeing that in the book there's at least 3 couples, right? There's couplings on the side of the couples, but there's mainly 3 couples. You got Tony and Kamari, you got Shanice and Rahim, and you have Eitan, and I think it's supposed to be Rubie, but Holly is their side quest, if you will. She's their obstacle. And then for Rahim and Shanice, I'm guessing it's supposed to be Amara, but how? Read the book and then how? You know what I'm saying? besides all of these things, we got a couple of other side characters, but I feel like you should read the story because they're not as important, but they also frustrate me because ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a person who likes to say, oh, couldn't be me. But there's no way that they know Tony. They met him. They talked to him. They've had many relations with him and still tolerate him the way that they do. And crave and fiend for him. Wild. Go read She Gave Her All to the Hood's Finest, because I'm on book 2 and I know most of y'all have finished it, but a lot of times if you guys finished it, you're not necessarily wanting to talk about it, but somebody else go read it for the first time so that I can talk to you about how crazy it is as I'm feeling it's crazy. And then so we can catch up, because I think I'm about to finish book 2 ASAP. All right, y'all have a great day. I'm about to do this order and then go do a little bit more of my planning project, and then hopefully get some sleep, y'all. It's gonna be a busy evening, but yesterday I took it easy, so I'm ready to get to work now. Let's go.